What up, cuckolds? It's your boy, the Hater. And I wanted to do a video talking about the inevitability of a Roman Reigns face turn, right? Roman Reigns is not done with the company. That's absurd, right? Quite frankly, I don't think Roman Reigns is ever going to make it in movies because I don't see anything about him that makes him marketable, right? For better or for worse, he is a wrestler, right? He's not like Batista, who has like incredible presence and who's actually a good actor. I just don't see Roman Reigns filling a niche in Hollywood. It's just not going to happen, right? Like, he's not The Rock. He doesn't have the charisma of The Rock. He doesn't have the size and build of The Rock. I don't think anybody's looking for new action heroes, right? Like, we literally have The Rock. We don't need new big-time action heroes, right? Could he be like a straight-to-DVD guy? Sure. I just don't see it happening, right? And quite frankly, he's too young to just hang it up. I think, like, obviously he's never going to match the run that he just had just because of the time. But he could have an equally awesome run in terms of his appeal, right? And the way that this is going to be done, in my opinion, has already started, right? The phone call that Paul Heyman was on, and Solo Sikoa basically showing defiance towards Roman Reigns, and bringing in Tama Tonga, like, presumably Roman Reigns was not advised of this, right? That's the way that the promo and the segment presented it, right? They presented it as like Roman Reigns did not sign off on Tama Tonga coming in, and he didn't sign off on Jimmy Uso getting his ass beat, right? So what's going to happen is the Bloodline storyline is going to continue, right? And it has to be for the WWE title, right? In my opinion, the way that I would do it is eventually The Rock comes back and he's like the head of the table. I would like it for it to be heel Rock just because like he's already put in the work for that. Meanwhile, Tama Tonga and fucking Solo Sikoa, you can give them the tag team titles just for like a run, just to give some prestige to the Bloodline again. I would also bring back the Usos eventually, or have them just squash the Usos. The Usos are going to reunite now. Jay Uso is a face. Jimmy Uso is going to be a face. There's no need for them to not reunite. They're going to push it for a while, maybe at the next draft, but it's going to happen, right? And then what happens is this. Eventually, Roman Reigns comes back. It's going to draw like 4 or 5 million people because it's going to be a big deal because a real star is coming back. And he should go in there and cut a promo. Meanwhile, Paul Heyman can like move on to other shit. I don't care, right? He comes in, he cuts a promo, and he says, wait a second, the Bloodline, fuck the Bloodline, basically. Fuck what Solo Sikoa wants to do. I'm still the head of the table, right? Boom. It happens just like that, right? WrestleMania 41 is going to be around the corner from that point, and eventually Cody Rhodes' uneventful and boring-ass title reign is going to end, right? I don't see Cody Rhodes carrying this any further. If they want to have him carry it any further, they can, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, it's going to come down to the main event of night 2 of next year's WrestleMania. And the only thing that makes sense is The Rock is the leader of the Bloodline. Roman Reigns comes back as a face, right? And he basically destroys the Bloodline. It's your classic, the face now, destroys the creation of his when he was a heel, right? Roman Reigns is the tribal chief. He beats The Rock in like tribal warfare, bloodline rules, whatever you want to call it. He beats The Rock at WrestleMania 41 at the main event, obviously. Cody Rhodes is going to be lucky to be in the main event of night 1. He probably won't be. It'll probably be like Charlotte versus fucking Rhea Ripley or something, right? But main event of night 2, Roman versus The Rock, right? In my opinion, it should be for the title, but they don't even need to do it for the title because it's already a big enough match. But the build-up to this could be amazing, right? Because the build-up would see Roman Reigns coming back, right? They're going to cheer him when he comes back. Like, there's no doubt about it. 100%. He's going to get big-time cheers. And basically, he can cut a promo, right? Like a badass promo. Not a suffering succotash promo, but a badass promo. Basically saying, like, I've been gone for a while and things are a little bit different around here, right? The Bloodline is now doing different things that I didn't sign off on, right? And then, like, maybe Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman, whoever is going to talk for them, because Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa combined have, like, the charisma of, like, Cedric Alexander, at best. So, like, they have no charisma. So they're going to need someone to talk for them, right? None of the Samoans, except for The Rock and Roman Reigns, have charisma. Like, zero. Zero of them. Haku, zero charisma. Rikishi, zero charisma. Like, all of them have, like, shit charisma. They have no personalities whatsoever, right? Thank God they have The Rock. So one of them, maybe The Rock, is going to be back a little bit to cut the promos. He's going to make the points, and basically Roman Reigns' story is going to be like, look, that's all fun and games, everything. It's all great that you guys did this, but I'm back now, and let me put it to you this way. I'm the tribal chief, right? It's me. It's still me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the head of the table here. I'm the one who decides what the bloodline does. And I didn't sign off on any of this shit that they're going to be doing for the next several months, right? And as a result, the fans go crazy. You have like a throwaway pay-per-view match. You know, Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. He just squashes Solo Sikoa completely. He beats that jobber Tama Tonga. He beats any other members of the bloodline, like the Usos, if they're there for or whatever. And then after he works his way through level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, what's next for him? That's right. What happens after the last level? The final boss, motherfucks. The final boss. And now we have a legit WrestleMania main event. And people know, at this point, if what I'm saying happens, no one's going to give a fuck about Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is going to feel the same way Seth Rollins felt this year. Like, nobody gave a shit. You know what I mean? Seth Rollins is a complete waste of time, right? Seth Rollins is a good wrestler, no doubt about it. Like, he's got problems in terms of his presentation and his charisma and his promo skills. But, you know, he's consistent at least, right? Like, he consistently puts on good matches. He doesn't wrestle very often, but he consistently puts on good matches when he does, right? And he's a good hand to have. Like, you know, you could have just taken Cesaro and given it to him. Same shit. Like, Seth Rollins brings nothing unique to the table, and that's why he's very forgettable and very easily replaceable, right? And Cody Rhodes is the same exact thing. Cody Rhodes is a good wrestler. Cody Rhodes has some good attributes that I've always acknowledged, but at the end of the day, he's just not interesting. And when it comes time for Roman Reigns to come back, nobody's going to give a fuck about Cody Rhodes, right? So as far as I'm concerned, the promo that Paul Heyman cut, that entire in-ring segment that nobody gave a flying fuck about, Tama Tonga, like, just think about the arrogance of Tama Tonga coming out in a hood as if we give a flying fuck about Tama Tonga, right? He took off the hood like, it's me. You weren't expecting me, were you? And everyone collectively said, no, we weren't expecting you. Who the fuck are you again? Who the fuck is that guy, right? You know? And that's how that went down. So once these jobbers get out of the way, Roman Reigns can just plow right through them, right? But the way it was presented, I thought was great, and was great for only one reason, which is what I said in the last video. It's rather obvious, right? In my opinion, at least, it's rather obvious that they're already putting in the seeds. It's going to be a long program because Roman Reigns is going to take some time off, but Roman Reigns is going to come back as a face, and that's going to be that, right? It's going to be one of the greatest face returns of all time. I think it's going to parallel like Hulk Hogan's short but effective face run when he like was Hulk Hogan and then, you know, Mr. America afterwards, right? It's going to be something of that caliber where people are going to lose their mind. People are going to love it, right? And once again, he's going to reestablish the fact that he's just better than everybody else in the current product, right? And I will end with this comparison. I remember I watched one of the Wrestle Kingdoms. This is before I knew like what New Japan was, and I just heard, right? I heard, oh, there's a guy called Dave Meltzer who's saying these matches are great, and I really like wrestling, so I'm like, let's give this other company a shot, right? Because they've been getting all these highly acclaimed matches. Some of my friends were telling me about them, right? And I see it was like fucking Okada versus Tanahashi, right? In a boring ass match, which got like 19 stars, right? Okada beats Tanahashi, and I remember like the announcer, I think it was like Matt Stryker or something, right? He was like, what does Tanahashi do next? Like, they made it seem as if just because Tanahashi lost one match at Wrestle Kingdom to like the new guy, that there would be no spot anymore for Tanahashi. But what happened instead, cuckolds, is Tanahashi like won like the G1 climax the following year, and then he beat Okada at the main event of the next Wrestle Kingdom, right? And that's the same thing that's going to happen here. The only difference is that instead of beating Cody Rhodes, which was a complete waste of everyone's time, right? Roman Reigns is going to move beyond Cody Rhodes and go wrestle The Rock, right? That's the match that needs to happen. Solo Sikoa is a good, like, you know those like old like Ninja Turtle games, right? Those like side scrollers in the arcades or any one of those types of arcade games. You know, like Solo Sikoa is a good first boss. Like, I don't know the characters of you know the Ninja Turtles, but there's like that one guy who's like a big rhinoceros, right? He's like that guy. Solo Sikoa can be that guy. He's not going to be Shredder. I know Shredder. The Rock is Shredder. Shredder's the final boss. The Rock's the final boss. And Roman Reigns is all the Ninja Turtles. Like the girl who's a journalist, the guy with a hockey mask, and the rat guy combined. That's how great Roman Reigns is. And this could be one of the greatest moments ever, right? They couldn't time it for WrestleMania 40, but all of a sudden, a lot of things are making a bit more sense, right? Like if the goal is to turn Roman Reigns face, then Cody Rhodes is essentially just a glorified transitional champion. Let's call it like it is. He is a transitional champion, right? It doesn't matter. He is not that guy. You dig?